Did you know that almost all the opening prayers, the collects we use at Mass, have their origins more than 1,000 years ago? And the Church has sought to preserve this great heritage of faith because she believes that the way she prays defines who she professes to be. Indeed, both the General Instruction and Liturgiam Authenticam tell us the Roman Catholic Church is best defined by her liturgical books. So if we worked so hard for all these centuries to preserve the sacred Latin texts, what a great opportunity we now have to translate and proclaim them with an authenticity and fidelity which gives new birth to their beauty, their power, and their meaning, and the meaning of what it means to be the Catholic Church. That's what Pope John Paul II was talking about when he approved the fifth post-conciliar instruction on the implementation of the sacred liturgy under the title Liturgiam Authenticam. While praising the great work of renewal of the liturgical books of the Roman Rite, which had already been accomplished in the post-conciliar reform, the Holy Father noted the need in our own day for the improvement or correction of liturgical translations formulated under theories now seen as incapable of conveying the true power of the Latin liturgical texts.
In order that such a rich patrimony may be preserved and passed on through the centuries, it is to be kept in mind from the beginning that the translation of the liturgical texts of the Roman liturgy is not so much a work of creative innovation as it is of rendering the original texts faithfully and accurately into the vernacular language.
So what kinds of translations are these supposed to be? Are they to be so slavishly literal that they read more like a mathematical expression than human speech? Will they employ words and phrases so alien to our experience that no one will have any idea what we're talking about? I'm sure you've heard the rumors and read the reports of the new liturgical translation that there are rejections, some would say, of the original vision of the Council Fathers to promote full, conscious, and active participation even in the manner of the translation of liturgical text. But I'm here to tell you it just ain't so. For when Pope Paul VI first described liturgical translation as a search for the voice of the Church in our own day and in our own language, he was articulating a vision of vernacular translations that would authentically convey the original Latin liturgical prayer in beautiful and understandable English, which is exactly what Liturgiam Authenticam calls for.
So that the content of the original texts may be evident and comprehensible even to the faithful who lack any special intellectual formation, the translations should be characterized by a kind of language which is easily understandable, yet which at the same time preserves these texts' dignity, beauty, and doctrinal precision.
Now that's quite a tall order. Authentic, doctrinally precise, and beautiful. That's why it's taken the bishops of the English-speaking world nearly 15 years to consider and approve a new translation of the Roman Missal, a translation now awaiting confirmation by the Holy See. Just a word about the process. In order for a liturgical translation to be confirmed by the Holy See, it first must be approved by more than 2/3 of the bishops of an episcopal conference. That's why ISIL serves as a mixed commission of the 11 major English-speaking countries. The International Commission on English and the Liturgy is a factory of sorts for the production of English-language liturgical texts. Each of the translations which you will hear today has gone through more than a dozen drafts over the past 15 years. Each of the bishops of the English-speaking world has been consulted innumerable times on the principles of translation, the quality of each individual text, and finally on the words we should use when celebrating the Mass. The Vox Clara Committee consists of prominent bishops and scholars from throughout the English-speaking world and is advising the Holy See on the final editing of these texts, which should be approved within the next year. So what are you to expect from these translations? Yes, indeed, they are much more accurate, doctrinally precise, and more reflective of the beauty of the original Latin,